The news day continues here in One News Now. I'm Diego Castro, bringing you the biggest headlines from around the world. At least 14 people were killed and dozens were injured when a gunman opened fire at a university in Prague. Aside from those killed, around 25 individuals were hurt from shooting, 10 of them seriously. It's believed the suspect was a student at Charles University who traveled there from the town of Hostun. Police said evidence indicates that the 24-year-old shooter was also, quote, eliminated. The motive for the university shooting, however, remains unclear. It prompted the evacuation of a building in downtown Prague and warnings from officials that people remain indoors. The Czech Republic has declared a day of mourning across the country to remember the victims of the deadly shooting.
Současně vyzýváme všechny občany České republiky, aby 23. prosince v den státního smutku ve 12 hodin uctili památky obětí minutou ticha. K tomu jsme požádali také hejtmany, primátory, starosty, vedení obcí, orgány státní správy, aby zajistili vhodný postup podle tohoto usnesení a v souladu s tím, že je vyhlášen státní smutek, a také jsme požádali ty, kteří to mají v kompetenci, aby se ve 12 hodin také rozezněly zvony na celém území České republiky, abychom těmito všemi činy.
US-based Committee to Protect Journalists says the first 10 weeks of the Israel-Gaza war have been the deadliest recorded for journalists. Most of the journalists and media workers killed in the war were Palestinian. The report said it was particularly concerned about an apparent pattern of targeting journalists and their families by the Israeli military. The group said it was further investigating the circumstances of all journalist deaths. It said such efforts in Gaza were hampered by widespread destruction and by the killing of journalists' family members. Pope Francis warns against inflexible ideologies after approving a ruling on blessing same-sex couples. While the Pope's opening to blessing for same-sex couples was welcomed by many, conservatives said this could shake the foundations of faith. However, the Pope cautions of rigid ideological positions that come under the guise of good intentions. He says these may hinder the Church from seeing reality and moving forward. Francis has long been trying to make the Church more welcoming to people who feel excluded, including the LGBT community. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now World. I'm Diego Castro. Polish President Andrzej Duda denounces the overhaul on state media as anarchy amid rising tensions between the head of state and a new pro-European Union administration. This comes after the new Polish government, led by Donald Tusk, took a public news channel off the air and dismissed state media executives. That's after TVP Info had been accused of becoming an outlet for propaganda under the rule of the National Law and Justice Party. Police were called as some politicians under the party appeared at TVP's headquarters and other state media offices. Protesters also gathered outside the TVP offices around the country. Duda deemed the media reforms as anarchy, as he says these circumvented the law.
Anarchią jest omijanie obowiązującego prawa w sytuacji, kiedy na gruncie obowiązujących przepisów konstytucji, mając większość w parlamencie, zmiana tego prawa jest w normalny sposób możliwa.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences unveils a shortlist in 10 Oscars categories. Greta Gerwig's Barbie, Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer, and Martin Scorsese's Killers of the Flower Moon were prominently represented among the finalists in many categories. Original song contenders including 3 entries from Barbie. Among the 15 international features advancing are The Zone of Interest from the United Kingdom, The Taste of Things from France, and Fallen Leaves from Finland. The Missing, the Philippines' official entry to the Oscars this year, failed to make the cut. Final nominations in all categories will be announced on January 23, while the 96th Oscars show will be held on March 10. Let's now take a quick look at other world stories we're watching. Congo voted on the second day of a chaotic and parts violent general election on Thursday. The polls were disrupted by delays in delivering election kits and malfunctioning equipment. China's financial hub, Shanghai, is set to record its chilliest period in December in 4 decades. The city's lowest temperatures are expected to drop to -4 to -6 degrees Celsius. And these are Santa's flying reindeer. Biologists in Utah send local deer flying into December skies to relocate them for annual health checks. This aims to help native deer cope with urbanization, disease, predators, wildfires, and severe weather. And those are the top world headlines of the hour. Join us again at 9:45 a.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. I'm Diego Castro. We are One News. All sides, all the time.